Oh, what is going on, everybody?
Hello, everybody.
It is Pixel Partners, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Justice for All. When we left off, we began the court trial. Von Karma was shot.
In the shoulder. She's okay. She's okay.
She's okay.
But she's just, been replaced by Edgy Boy.
Yeah. So,
which I'm not complaining about.
I know you're not.
Neither am I.
So, we're going to go ahead and present
new evidence.
Something new. There's
that Edgeworth don't have.
One piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something this court has yet to see.
Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I'm giving you one chance, and only one.
Thank you for being so kind. What the judge is saying, Wright, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here. If I mess this up, it's curtains for all of us.
You may now present. Whoa!
There's one of the insta-fail options. God damn.
Literally one chance. You may now present one and only one piece of evidence. Now then, what is this important evidence that you must show to the court?
All right, the only thing that I really think will matter is going to be the wine glass.
Because why else would we have it?
Yeah, everything else, the guitar case has been presented, the knife, the button.
All that's not new.
Don't need the suicide reports. The camera's not going to be relevant. The magazine's not relevant. Wine glass!
This is a wine glass, is it not?
Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time.
Oh yeah, it's there too. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken, his makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser.
Well, yes, I see your point.
However, this glass that is sitting on the top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over along with everything else on this wine glass, or is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. But what do you have to say?
Well, yes, it is a little peculiar.
Yes, isn't it? I thought it was.
You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth?
What is it, Your Honor?
Your opinion?
You don't need my opinion. Because there's no special meaning to that glass. What? It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking.
That does sound very plausible, Mr. Wright.
Could have set that glass down without thinking? I don't think so, because it was filled with tomato juice, which was in his room.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have been hers if everything is.
Yeah,
no
she
way.
wouldn't pour a glass and be like, there's a body.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this down.
If I appear weak here, the trial is over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct to point with certainty.
They just might fall for it if you're thought-provoking enough.
The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory.
Ew.
They would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table.
You've turned the situation on its head yet again, as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim?
There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing. Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it.
Boy, what are you...
What?
What you doing, bro? What you doing?
Let me guess, he's got fingerprints on the glass or something. You're not thinking hard enough today, Wright. Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice? Then...
Yeah, there's no way he wouldn't have noticed that, too.
Of course, it's been thoroughly inspected. For fingerprints. Fingerprints.
Fuck.
There are only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass.
Only one? Well, whose were they?
They were not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they were of one Adrian Andrews.
I both love and hate you. Just like Phoenix does.
But we at least have more to run off of because of the fact that it's filled with tomato juice. So we can make a proof that she didn't just walk in there. She would have had to have been there beforehand.
Yeah.
That is why I said the person who discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright? I can't believe I fell into another trap. Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Kurita. But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser. It's you.
Oh, I'm distracted by her expression. Does not look that shocked.
No.
She's like, huh.
It's like, oh.
Okay.
Oh, I apologize for seeing you like this.
Yeah.
What you just said makes a lot of sense.
Now do you see, Wright? You can't change any part of my scenario as it explains everything all too well.
The way you say tisk, tisk, tisk is very interesting.
I know. It's just what I do. I don't know why.
You just tisk, tisk, tisk.
I've thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor.
Oh.
And from here on out, I will show you the answer I've come to discover.
But wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict. He's already dead.
Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet.
Oh, damn.
Prosecution has yet another witness we would like the court to hear from.
Oh, Jesus.
Another witness?
Overkill.
Yes.
Boy.
Bailiff, please bring in the next witness.
What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking?
I think he just wants to, he's probably trying to, stomp us into the ground.
Yeah.
Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation.
Yes. Oh.
Witness, your name and occupation.
Gotcha.
I wonder what happened to that calm composure I had earlier.
Yep.
Oh, Edgy boy, it's been what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be happy to see me.
I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet it was the Wicked Witch of the witness stand.
I tell you, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. So today, I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Even things that don't have to do with that terrible crime. Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all this court needs to know. Oof! Shush! I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgy right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps. Yes, madam.
No, please, by all means, interrupt her, please. Anyway, witness, your testimony, please.
It's true what they say, that youth are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with?
The witness was on security detail at the hotel on the night of the murder. Is this correct, Miss Oldbag?
It was a great job being able to see my dearie Juan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle. You mean you are a fan of the victim? Look, everyone is crazy over that on guard, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him. I'm only interested in a real man, Juan Corrida.
You know he's the same age, right?
Yeah.
But those two are the same
You're
age.
literally Phoenix.
Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night.
Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder.
Leave it to me, Edgy Poo.
Oh, please stop. Oh, please don't do that again.
I've missed you so.
I haven't. Can I go back into retirement?
No, you're here now.
Yeah.
Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room like a creeper. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was on guard. Matt on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. Sneaky boy.
Okay.
So Mr. On Guard came out from the victim's room. See, it has to be him. He's the murderer. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Have fun.
Okay. Not that I want to talk to her, but I guess I have to.
She still has those gumballs in her hair.
It's not they expired by now.
Yeah. Just like she should be.
Ooh. Oh, how old is she? I don't even fucking know.
I don't know. Probably don't
Not even known.
So she could be.
She's probably like 172. I'm the Grim Reaper. Right. So, Miss Oldbag, what
That's how I knew he was alive.
was your post on that night?
The lobby. I was supposed to help set up the stage for that trifling show, but I refused to help. I'll have you know. It was for that lead-headed samurai show. I even took out a few of the nails.
Maybe it was a good thing the show didn't go on.
Besides, that manager with the glasses seemed to be working hard at it without me. So I thought I'd take a break and spread my wings a little.
And that's when you went to hang around the victim's door? Alright, there was something I was interested in finding out, you know. No, I don't.
No.
Something you were interested in, and just, oh wait, no, she was thinking of the whole love thing, because that tabloid.
Yeah.
Something you were interested in, and just what was that?
It's not some little thing I can just go around telling everyone, you know. It's top secret between me and Juan. And Edgy Poo, of course.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is this thing she was interested in?
I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor. Gossip? But should it prove relevant, we can always have it dependent in her testimony later.
Looks like we shouldn't force it right now.
Ah,
And did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time?
I'm sure you did. Oh? Then would you tell us the number of people who went in and out of Mr. Kreda's room?
I have no idea. I wasn't born so I could count things for those who didn't pay attention in class. That's why ever since I turned 20, I quit keeping track of how old I really am.
Yes, well, that would explain why your age was not included in the report.
In any case, the witness then saw someone, correct? And someone showed up. It was a man coming out
So
of
in
Port
her
Juan's
head,
room.
she's still 20.
Fucking okay. Who in the world was that?
I'm not allowed to say. This sort of information has to be carefully guarded from the masses, Sonny. The man that came out from Juan's room. It was... He was...
Yes, he was.
Ah! I'm too scared. I can't say his name out loud.
What I wouldn't give to have Francesca's whip right
For
about
real.
now.
Well, I guess I can tell you since he was such a bad boy anyway.
Alright, it was on guard, man. Guard
Jesus.
trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. Hold it. You saw my client? Are you sure about that?
Yesy!
Really?
Annoying brat! When I say I saw someone, I saw that person.
Why do we get a sense of deja vu? Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I
yeah.
should delve into this a bit further. Alright. Listen, I swear to God. If this person was wearing the fucking nickel samurai suit, I'm gonna Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail.
What a troublesome man you are, really, as if something like that matters.
But it does.
Now what was it? Oh yes, it was that thing.
What thing?
That gaudy thing he's always wearing, that racing jacket.
Oh.
Well, I don't have to read, so thank God. He was wearing that at the detention center, too.
That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of all their pantaloons. Men!
Right.
So, Mr. Wright,
Yes.
was this testimony just now important or relevant in any way?
Huh. Oh, I almost today. Ooh, I was gonna try and...
Do we want to try... Oh, never mind.
Well, no, because obviously they wouldn't do this if we weren't gonna... if we had something to actually present there. It wouldn't give us this option at the end of pressing it all. So, the question is, the only thing we can really push on is...
I really like that look on his face. Can I just say that?
Yeah. Because Mia said not to push it yet.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that means now we should, since we've pressed everything, and say it's very important.
Should I check?
Go ahead and check.
Yeah. I hate checking.
This is the kind of thing that could insta-fail us, though. Was it very important? Or was it not very important? I want to say we have to go back on it, but now that we've pressed everything, we should go back and hit it.
Hey, wow.
What?
We chose the right thing. You were supposed to choose one.
Oh,
We
okay.
chose right, the clothes. Thank God.
Perfect. All right.
And apparently it was very important.
That's what I thought. Of course it was important, Your Honor.
Oh, I've missed
Then
that.
perhaps you would like
I've
to
missed
point out
that.
what part of that testimony was important.
That manly voice.
Don't you see it, Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request what the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony.
I don't quite see where you're going with this, but all right. Witness, please.
Well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason.
Oh, wait.
But if I must,
Well, actually, no, yeah, that is very
he
important.
was wearing
actually.
his flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for show.
This is better than the tabloid because. Now I don't know what a fucking hakama is, but
It
I'll
was
assume that's
pants.
his.
They were pants. His samurai pants. You don't remember that?
I just listen. Japanese things confuse me.
They're
I don't know
samurai
it,
pants. They're like those
but-
puffy, big pants.
If it's clothes, we should obviously be talking about this. Boom,
Wow, okay.
Miss Oldbag.
What? Don't say my name for no reason.
Do you know what this is?
It's button number 2 on the Jammin' Genius costume. Damn it. Button
Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified on a single glance.
Give it here, give it here. If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this.
Wow, she really is a diehard fan to want a button covered in blood.
Jesus.
This button was discovered on Mr. Engarde's body during a full body search.
See? See? This button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it was that rascal on guard.
It was caught up in the pleats of his Nickel Samurai Hakama pants.
See? See? And on guard is the Nickel Samurai.
Witness. Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination. But just now, did you say the defendant, man on guard, was wearing his usual racing jacket?
I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. If I wore the trendiest dress, then maybe you'd make it instead I have to put up with the ridiculous looking outfit. Your goodness outfit here just right. It's got let me tell you, it's heavy. So heavy I wish I could research it ages ago, but I keep thinking dreaming life for all these kids. I don't know how to smile on my face or understand. Now take a look in the mirror. Your clothes are but interesting. That's a documentary on Curly. You stick every day you put on. He's got
Oh, fuck.
Wow, she just complained about her uniform and how Phoenix's clothes were bullshit and how he should take notes from Edgeworth because he dresses fine.
Now hold your tongue still there for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality was not Mr. On Guard, the man, but Mr. On Guard, the Nickel Samurai.
But when you think about it, they're really one and the same anyway.
Miss Oldbag, this is a very important point we're talking about.
Eddie Pooh, do you think so too?
Well, it might be something worth considering. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change.
Freaking tsundere.
Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify.
All right, if you insist.
I should be the one sighing, not you, bitch. Bleh. All right, who you saw? Clarification, please.
On guard, yeah. Yes.
On guard!
Now I remember. The Nickel Samurai, that's right. It was the Nickel Samurai that I saw.
You can now.
Okay, sorry, microphone.
Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. So he must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan.
I'm just gonna take the microphone and hit my head a couple times.
I had a feeling that's where this was going because she's
same.
back, Powers is back.
I
You know,
know. I know.
It's the Samurai sequel. So it's pretty much like the sequel of that case, but a little too painfully close to home.
Yeah.
Edgeworth is back.
I knew it.
Phoenix is even just like,
I knew you'd say it was inside that costume.
What? You think there could have been someone else inside that costume? Don't be a bad little boy thinking such rude things.
But the possibility does exist.
Youngins today, I told you, there's no way it was anyone else.
How do you know that?
Because I said so. And that's what I say is the truth.
At least she's just as delightful as a witness as she was a year ago.
Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Have fun.
I don't think I want to anymore, Judge. I think I give up.
Haha, that means I win.
Maya, sanity. Maya, sanity.
Your sanity was gone a long time ago, Nick.
That's because of you.
Ow!
Okay.
you are literally Phoenix. Oh my god.
Right.
If we ever go to a convention, you need to cosplay.
I know. Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not.
Not too long ago. Then let me ask you this. When you were itty-bitty, what was your grand dream?
Huh?
What did you want to be when you grew up, whippersnapper?
Not here. My dream, huh? Well, I wanted to be Judge Wagner, hero of the public's court. So what?
See? And look where you are now. You're not Judge Wagner, are you?
Well,
What I said earlier. Who puts any weight into things like that? The now is everything. I can't be held responsible for the past.
since when did court become theatrics over testimonies?
All that matters is that man was inside that costume. Isn't that enough?
No. It would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to the post. I mean, he didn't know that, apparently.
Yeah.
Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show?
Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage in a friendly gesture thing.
And that included the Jammin' Ninja?
Of course it included him. That's why when On Guard came out of Dear Juan's room, I didn't give it a second thought.
I see.
Well, anyway. The one in nickel samurai costume when you're stabbing poor Juan.
So let me ask you one last time. The person you saw, it really was the nickel samurai?
As showy as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning?
Can I throw in the towel yet? Huh.
You don't need to think too hard on this one.
Huh?
There's a contradiction in her testimony and it's sitting in plain sight. The question is what contradiction means for us.
Is what that
Contradiction.
Well, I have to figure out what you're talking about
My
first.
brain
but okay.
cells are going down from staring at this woman.
No, samurai, that's right. It was nickel samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. The crime, you know. Was the one nickel samurai. It's staring me in the face.
If he... Wait. It's just that if he was wearing the costume, how could there be fingerprints on the knife? Does that have to do with it?
Well, no, because his fingerprints would be on the knife because he was using it at dinner.
Not true.
But I've got no idea what I have to present against that. Alright, the victim, the young guy was bad terms of guard. As well as Jammin' Ninja. I have no idea.
I guess we're gonna have to look it
Go ahead and
up.
look that up. Even though
Okay.
it's staring me in the face, apparently, I'm not sure.
I don't even know.
That knife thing you said is the best idea I've got.
Yeah.
Like, I'd imagine maybe the photo, but I don't know what I can... Press conference ticket. Because of that, after the post-ceremony stage show.
Oh.
You got something?
We have to present the knife to the statement, so he must have worn that nickel samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan.
Because he can't hold it with the fucking robot prop. I don't fucking know. Let's find
My
out.
thing was the fingerprints. Was I right?
It could be, but then probably Edgeworth is gonna throw
Yeah.
his shade back at us. Please take a look at this.
Yeah, so it's a knife. Big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work.
No, that's not my intention at all.
That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct?
Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case?
You don't even have to ask, because the defendant's fingerprints are on it.
Is that what you're driving at?
He's already catching on to what we're doing.
That is exactly what I'm driving at.
What are we driving at? And whose car are we driving?
Yours, Judge, and we're gonna crash it.
No! I've been making payments for 50 years.
If Mr. On Guard was really in Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder,
1 cent a day.
then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, it would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off.
That is true.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he?
Boom! I fucking did it!
He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing.
Why would he do that?
And why would he do something
Yeah.
like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon?
Oh, snap!
There's no way he would do something like that. However, there's one possibility. Then let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai. At that time, the defendant had no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about his stage show, which is why he took his gloves off.
But the murder still did take place.
It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim.
Yes, I have heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory?
So let me get this straight. Edward's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with this theory? Well, they said it was premeditated, so
Yeah! Boom!
that's as soon as he said there is no intent. Think about it one more time.
There is a contradiction.
This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony. Well, what are you babbling about?
You've lost your edge.
Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose
Edgeworth.
Mr. On Guard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. Wait.
What? What are we doing? Why did this pop up? Why did this pop up?
Because we have to present something to prove that there was no intent? Excuse me?
It's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent? What?
Go to your thing.
Yeah, what? I'm confused.
Because my first option was going to be to pick the think about it again thing, because with there being country, I don't have anything to...
We're supposed to do the knife again.
So we're doing the knife again?
Because they're like, oh, he wouldn't have brought the knife.
Okay. This knife. This is used by Mr. On Guard at dinner.
Yes, we did establish that.
Which means that if my client was, in fact, the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Kurita.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying.
I suppose. However, you just said it yourself.
Uh-huh.
At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder.
Uh-huh.
If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from
Supposition one.
Supposition 1. Big words, no do grid. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive.
He's processing.
And that brings me to a final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity to mislead us. Oh boy.
Order, I say. Order in the court. What was this knife? Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing?
To frame him.
Yeah.
It's kind of obvious. Because it wouldn't be to hide the murder method. Like, what does that even mean?
It's to frame my client, Mr. On Guard, of course.
to frame?
Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one?
No. He's stuttering.
We just established that the witness saw the nickel samurai in costume.
He's a little
And if
shaken.
that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on that knife.
Yep.
Witness!
It looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult, Jeepoo.
Very easy. Advance. You're going to have a heart attack, and you really will be dead. We don't need that. You just came back. Witness, did you or did you not really see the nickel samurai?
Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but
Are you saying he mixed up Mr. Arngard with the nickel samurai, his character on TV?
I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the nickel samurai, that's for sure.
Huh? She wasn't waiting for the nickel samurai. All right, then. Who are you waiting around for, then?
That's top secret to anyone outside the security.
I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Corrida. Am I correct with this?
The way you think, you're a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness.
Amateur? Me? What am I why?
You're an amateur at being a judge at this point.
Hey!
OLDBAG was waiting around in front of the victim's room. But it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Corrida.
She was waiting for Adrian.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Maybe Phoenix. Maybe the old bag was waiting around for that person.
That person.
That person.
That one. With the thing and the face. But what person? We'll find out next time.
Well, I mean, we already know, but
Yeah, it's Adrian.
you gotta wait.
Adrian! That ain't you, Adrian. That just ain't you.
Adrian!
What is wrong with us?
Everything.
Oh, God.